Local fire departments are voicing concerns over plans by OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, to update some of its rules and regulations that haven't been changed for about 40 years, since the 1980s. New York Assemblyman Billy Jones was joined this past week by several first responders from across the North Country who say those emergency response rule changes could negatively impact volunteer fire and EMS services. OSHA is proposing changes to its rules regarding when fire departments will be required to buy new fire trucks and other equipment, as well as additional training for firefighters and EMS crews. Plattsburgh District 3 Deputy Fire Chief Scott Ewing says they have a lot of concerns about the revised standards.
OSHA has designated a one-size-fits-all standard. This proposed rule would be extremely difficult, if not completely impossible, for small and rural fire departments and districts to comply with, and could hinder an already short supply of fire and EMS providers.
Craig Roberts, who is the Assistant Director of Operations for the Morrisonville Schuyler Falls Volunteer Ambulance Service, says the new rules could have an impact on the EMS industry as well.
To begin with, the proposal has some verbiage about expanding these regulations to include EMS providers and services. Much of that language is fairly ambiguous and unclear as to how much of this will be applicable to private standalone agencies. With that said, these regulations, should they indeed apply to small independent entities, will severely impact our ability to respond to the needs of the public. Private standalone EMS agencies, that is ambulance services that are not part of a fire department, would face significant unique hardships should these standards be implemented.
And while Assemblyman Jones says fire departments fully support training and safety programs, he says OSHA needs to do more to accommodate smaller volunteer departments.
This will impose mandates and regulations on our volunteer fire departments and EMS providers that is just not attainable. This will have significant impacts on tax levies in towns and villages and fire districts all over the state, all over the country. We are not talking about impeding on safety here. We're talking about rules and regulations that are not attainable, and it's going to put such a financial burden on these fire departments, our local towns, villages, and fire districts.
OSHA has extended the deadline and comment period for the proposed changes through this coming Monday, July 22nd. You can find a link to the several thousand pages of revised rules and regulations by going to our website at mountainlake.org.